What happens when a government fails to support its people during a crisis? The answer is unfolding in Kenya, where devastating floods have swept through the country, leaving destruction in their wake. In Mathare, an informal settlement in Nairobi, the heavy rains triggered unprecedented flooding. Lives were lost, homes destroyed, and yet the government's assistance was nowhere to be seen. Among those lost to the flood was a community activist known as Mama Victor. Her loss is deeply felt within the community. Her absence, a stark reminder of the tragic consequences of the flood. The government's emergency response efforts have been widely criticized as inadequate. Residents accuse authorities of neglect, left to grapple with the aftermath of the flood without proper support. The frustration is palpable, the sense of abandonment by those in power overwhelming. The cause of the flooding? The El Nino weather pattern, exacerbated by climate change. This isn't just a story of a flood, it's a story of a changing climate and its devastating impact. Thousands across the country have been affected. Over 169 people killed, 185,000 displaced. These are not just numbers, they are people, each with a story, each suffering the consequences of a disaster they did not create. In Mathare, residents express shock at the unprecedented level of flooding. Many are struggling to rebuild their lives without the proper support. They are resilient, but they should not have to face this crisis alone. The situation in Kenya is a stark reminder of the urgent need for climate action and for governments to step up in times of crisis. It's a call to action for all of us. We must spread awareness about the situation in Kenya and about the broader issue of climate change. We cannot ignore the urgent need for action. We must hold our leaders accountable, demand better disaster response, and push for policies that mitigate the effects of climate change. Remember, change starts with awareness. So share this message. Talk about Kenya, talk about climate change. Use your voice for those who can't. Because when we raise our voices together, we can create a wave of change that is stronger than any flood.